Okay, so today we're going to talk about installing Power BI. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is we're going to search for it. I'm just going to type it in like that. Click on the first thing. You saw it. Make sure that the words are spelled correctly so that we don't end up in a scam. But it should look like this. Start free. Download free. Want to open up the Microsoft Store? I'm going to. Okay, so we're just going to hit the install. Now, personally, I don't like doing this. Usually, uh, this is the most annoying thing, really, that you have to deal with going through here is the sign in. Just close it, and the download will start. The only problem I have with this is that it doesn't have the actual download file. A lot of times on your computer, it just kind of like downloads a downloader and then automatically shoots it into your computer. And if you have a bad version later on, or there's an issue with the next version that they haven't caught on yet, you can't go back as easily as just doing like a rollback, because this completely erases the last installment of Power BI desktop and then puts on a new file. The old file is gone. It's deleted. It's out of here. But if you download the file, you actually physically download the file, you can actually put it somewhere. So I'm going to go to advanced download options. And I'm going to come down here. I want it in English. It's available for 64. But it's not actually giving me the option to pick 64. Ah, here we go. So we want the x64 option. But again, I'm not able to select it. That's odd. Oh, here we go. It's on the next page that you can select. Hit the check mark. Now, obviously, if you're doing this on like a Surface Pro or something with small amounts of disk space, having these copies is not great, but I wouldn't do it every month, which is just about how often a new version of Power BI comes out. I would have it like every 3 months. And that's just to really just protect yourself and not download too many things. So we're going to go back over to here and we will launch Power BI. Okay, there we go. I'm an old soul. It's amazing. About a year and a half ago, I didn't even know Power BI existed. And 3 years ago, less than 3 years ago, it didn't exist. Before that, it was an advanced version of Excel. I believe called Power Query. I'll have to look that up. I'll get back to you. So this is interesting. Usually filters is down here. I forgot. Okay. So again, you don't have an account. What are you going to do? This is really frightening until you hit the X. And then look. So this filters used to be down here. This is an all white theme. It used to be black and yellow. It's not anymore. We can just hide these like this. And you have a whole slew of methods to get data, different connections and whatnot. Your easiest one is going to be like a selection of, well, your best one's going to be like a SQL database. I've done JSON. JSON's not always the greatest. With a SQL database, it is amazing if you're actually doing a normalized database. Everything just flows so well. And the thing is that you can really only work with 2 tables with SQL Server and PowerShell. And Power BI. You ever notice that with Microsoft, everything is PowerPoint, PowerShell, Power BI. They're just obsessed with power. Just rah, rah, rah. For all of you who remember the 90s. It's a Tim Allen reference, if you don't. Power BI datasets. You can use Power BI to populate Power BI. It's always great. Yeah. We have all the fun connections. Salesforce, obviously, huge. Google Analytics is not as fast as you would hope. Facebook, last time I checked, isn't that great. Some of these are easier than others. RScript is actually based off of the Microsoft R beta, which is actually behind R. It's not as up and coming, but you can just use RStudio, build a data set, and then import that data set into SQL database or SQL Server, and you're fine. So you don't really need a lot of stuff. Python, again, it's not there yet to be really easy to set up yet. Jethro, I haven't really worked with. SurveyMonkey is not a very good API connection. That's just a running joke. And it's not Microsoft's fault. It's SurveyMonkey. When you really look at how SurveyMonkey structures their data analysis to show you what your data is, it's not exactly correct. And that is one bad thing about Power BI, going back to Google Analytics, is that like something like Tableau has an indicator that says that this is sample data. Microsoft Power BI, still, I have not seen anything that actually says, yes, we are, this is sample data. We're sampling your data. Google Analytics, you actually have to go in with like an R or Python to the API and select the data that you want, and then make sure that you say you want unsampled data, or else Google's going to give you 5% of your data, and you're going to be like, oh, this indicates all of my data. No, it doesn't. It's bad. I'm sorry, but it's bad. And because there's no indicator on the desktop, you don't really know. Like, you'll have clues. If you have a good analyst, like my job had me, and I'm just sitting there going, this is sample data. This is sample data. I don't know how we're going to do this. It just doesn't seem right, because if I pull it through R, I get 5 times the amount of data through R that I do through Power BI. And I actually ended up building an R code and then collaborating with another developer who added in a SQL, a couple lines of code that would take what I built and then automatically shove it into SQL Server. So all good stuff. Data World is a little bit confusing. A lot of these are not that great. Facebook, you can actually do this to any person, but I digress anyway. This is the new themes. I'm trying to find the dark theme. Maybe it's not classic. Twilight, maybe. And this is new into September 2019. That is changed, but what you're going to end up with is no. Where? Oh, here it is. Yeah, right there. It's a darker image, I guess, or block. It's not my favorite. Anyway, so this is Power BI, the setup, and we're at 11:36. If you like this and you want to see more, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to do, I want to go do some customizable buttons. I have one video out already that is talking about how you can build tables. There's more with the September 2019 that I want to bring up. There's just a lot of creative ways that you can build reports without having to build multiple page reports that I would like to go into as well. So if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, whack the notification bell. If anything else, give me a like, and watch the videos all the way through, because a lot of times I want to actually go into the comments and questions, and I want to actually answer some questions at the end of different videos, and you might get something out of that as well. So try to watch it all the way through. I'll try to do a better job of telling you, hey, this is what's going to go on. But this right here was just a simple, this is how you download it, this is how you install it, this is where you get a backup file that you can put somewhere else. We actually did have that happen where last November didn't do a function that we wanted, and we had to go back to August. So, yeah, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. I want to do once or twice a week. And as we progress, I'll get better at telling you when I'm going to do that. I definitely want to do Fridays and let you play with this kind of stuff over the weekend. All right.